Imagine for a moment that everything you think became reality. Not in a story, not in a book, but here, in your life. What would you be creating today? Are you ready to discover that you don't need anything external to manifest what you desire? Within you there is ancient wisdom, a dormant power. Like the mystical wishing tree, but not in a distant forest, but in your own mind. In this video, I will show you how to activate that creative power and why your focus, your energy, and your consciousness are the keys to transforming your reality. If you are ready to awaken your true potential, stay with me until the end. This message can change the way you live your life. Even without doing anything external, you can manifest what you desire. Although this sounds incredible, it is completely possible. The key is to understand that within you there are 4 fundamental dimensions: your physical body, your mind, your emotions, and your vital energy. When you manage to align these 4 dimensions in the same direction, consciously, without distractions or contradictions, you begin to activate an inner power that has been dormant for a long time. And the most fascinating thing is that you don't need to force anything. It's not about physical effort or waiting for something magical to come from outside. It's not an external force that will move your reality. It is you who begins to manifest from within. From a clear intention, a firm thought, and a coherent vibration. Everything that human beings have created on this planet, every bridge, every building, every song, every discovery, was first born in someone's mind. First it was an idea, a vision, a deep desire. And then it became reality thanks to focus and directed action. But this also applies to the negative. Wars, destruction, chaos, also began in the human mind. That is why it is so important to learn to guard and care for our minds. To cultivate thoughts that build rather than destroy. To maintain clarity amid the noise. And to direct our energy toward what we really want. Because if your mind is not under your control, if your thoughts go in 1,000 directions, then what you manifest will also be accidental, confusing, contradictory. But if you train your mind to be clear, stable, and focused, you will have in your hands the power to build a life with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. And if this message resonates with you, if you feel that the time has come to take control of your reality, to learn to manifest from inner balance, and to awaken your true creative potential, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Here we share profound, practical, and transformative content on conscious manifestation, meditation, mental reprogramming, and spiritual expansion. Each video is another tool to bring you closer to the life you desire. So turn on notifications and join us on this journey of inner transformation. There is an ancient story. A man went out for a walk and, without knowing it, came to a mystical place, a paradise. He was tired, so he wished he could rest under a tree. And there, right in front of him, a leafy tree appeared. He lay down and slept peacefully. When he woke up, he wished for food, and food appeared. He wished for a drink, and it appeared too. Without questioning anything, he ate, drank, and then his mind began to wander. He thought, this is very strange. What if there are monsters? And monsters appeared. What if they attack me? And they attacked him. What if they kill me? And he died. This man did not know that he was under a Kalpavriksha, the tree of wishes. What he thought became reality. Today, you don't need to look for a magical tree hidden in a distant forest. You don't need strange rituals or wait for something outside of you to grant your wishes. The truth is more powerful and much closer than you think. Your own mind, if aligned and focused, can become that wish-fulfilling tree. In ancient tradition, there was talk of the Kalpavriksha, a mystical tree that grants anything desired under its shade. Any thought that crossed your mind while sitting under that tree became reality. You asked for food, it appeared. You desired company, it arrived. You imagined danger, and it also manifested itself. This is not just a symbolic tale. It is a powerful metaphor for how the human mind works when it is in a heightened state of organization and focus. When your body, mind, emotions, and inner energy are aligned in one direction, you yourself become a living Kalpavriksha. Everything you think, you attract. Everything you focus on expands. Everything you feel intensely begins to materialize in your reality. But this power does not work with scattered, changing, or contradictory thoughts. Most people want something today, but tomorrow they doubt it. And the day after tomorrow, they abandon it for another idea. That's how we stray from the path. That's how we lose manifesting power. Imagine you decide to walk north. But after a few steps, you turn east, then west, then back again. Can you really reach your destination? Only if you're lucky, and that's not a conscious strategy. Manifesting what you want has nothing to do with luck. It has to do with direction, focus, and commitment. Becoming your own Kalpavriksha means taking full responsibility for what you think, feel, and do. It means choosing clearly what you want to experience in your life. And staying firm in that intention, without getting distracted. It's not enough to wish superficially. You must commit deeply to what you want. With a focused mind and an aligned heart, the entire universe begins to cooperate with you. Because when you stop doubting yourself, when you stop canceling out your own dreams with thoughts of fear or denial, then what seemed impossible begins to manifest step by step, with fluidity. You can be your own Kalpavriksha. Your mind is not an obstacle, it is your greatest tool. But it needs direction. It needs awareness. And above all, it needs your inner commitment. And here comes a really powerful reflection. What would happen if all your desires were fulfilled today? Everything, absolutely everything you ever asked for. People, places, things, situations. Would you be ready to sustain it? Would you have the clarity, emotional maturity, and energy necessary to handle it without being overwhelmed? It's an uncomfortable question, but a very revealing one. Because true power lies not only in desiring, but in being able to sustain what you desire with balance and awareness. That is why it is so important to align our actions. Physical, emotional, mental, and also energetic. When these four dimensions are not in harmony, what we manifest becomes unstable. And instead of building, we end up creating chaos, exhaustion, stress, or frustration. Today we have access to the best technology that has ever existed. We live with more comforts than ever before in history. But at the same time, we suffer from more anxiety, more discontent, and more inner disconnection. Have you ever wondered why? It is because external tools are not enough if there is no internal direction. Without a clear center, even the best resource can turn against us. A mind without focus turns abundance into confusion. A heart without clarity turns love into dependence. A life without intention becomes an empty routine. That's why organizing your mind is much more than a mental exercise. It is a profound act of consciousness. It is moving from living in automatic, reactive, and compulsive mode to living from choice, from presence, from the power to decide how you want to experience your reality. Many people who achieve amazing things do not do so because they are lucky, but because they have cultivated such a firm, deep faith that they leave no room for doubt. When they believe with their whole being. They do not ask themselves at every turn whether it will be possible or not. They do not sow fear or insecurity in the field of their dreams. And that is why their paths open up. When the mind is free of contradiction, it becomes powerful. But be careful, this does not mean that you passively wait for things to happen. It is not about sitting around waiting for something or someone to come and save you. The power is not outside. The power is within you. It is you who must take the first step. It is you who must hold the vision, despite any doubts that may arise. It is you who must keep moving forward with determination, even when you do not see immediate results. Because when life does not happen the way you want it to, you become frustrated. And when things flow according to your expectations, you feel happiness. It's that simple. So, if you want life to align with your desires, you must learn to think clearly, act with purpose, and feel with consistency. Your mind cannot be asking for one thing while your emotions feel another and your body acts in the opposite direction. That internal contradiction is the reason why many desires are not fulfilled. And even more importantly, you must learn not to sabotage your own dreams with doubts, fears, or negative thoughts. When you think, "What if it doesn't work?" you are already blocking the flow. When you repeat, "It's not possible," your energy contracts. But here's a great truth. What is possible or not, is not up to you to decide. That is a matter for nature, the universe, life itself. Your task is not to limit the future with your past experiences. Your task is to focus, act with conviction, and let life respond. Because if you use your past failures as a measure of what can or cannot happen, you are doing a great injustice to your present. And what's worse, you are closing the door to all the great things that have not yet happened. The creative power is within you. Not to control everything, but to align yourself with what you desire and move forward with determination, step by step. Until what is now just an idea becomes your new reality. For example, right now, can you fly from where you are? You will probably say no. Can you stand up and walk? Of course you can. And I ask you a simple question, why the difference? Because you have walked many times before. You have the experience, the physical and mental memory that you can do it. But you have never flown by yourself, so you assume it is impossible. Here's the important detail. You are using your past as the only reference point for deciding your future. And when you do that, you are closing all doors to change, to evolution, to the extraordinary. Thinking that what has never happened cannot happen. It's a silent form of self-sabotage. It is a betrayal of your own greatness. Of that immense potential that lives within you, waiting to be awakened. Because human beings are not limited by what they have already experienced, but driven by what they can still create. And that requires something very powerful. Total focus and inner commitment. If you want something deeply, it is not enough to dream about it for a moment and then doubt it the next day. Nor is it enough to ask the universe for it with one hand while rejecting it with the other out of fear. You have to focus on it with every cell of your being. Without distraction. Without doubt. Without denial. And here comes a truth that is simple but transformative. Every human being, deep down, seeks exactly the same thing. We all want to feel good. We all long for peace, love, joy, connection. When that harmony happens in the body, we call it health. When it happens in the mind, we call it peace of mind. When it happens in the emotions, we call it love. And when it happens on an energetic level, we experience it as ecstasy, fulfillment, expansion. It doesn't matter if you work in an office, take care of your family, meditate in solitude, or share at a party. In all contexts, what you are truly seeking is to feel good about yourself and your surroundings. So why keep complicating things? Why keep putting off that inner well-being as if it were a distant goal? Why not go straight to the source? Why not make a conscious decision to create that joy, that peace, that love, starting today? Imagine for a moment that every morning when you wake up, you repeat to yourself in a low voice, with real intention. Today, wherever I go, I will create a peaceful, kind, and joyful world. That simple statement is not just a mantra. It is a commitment to your energy, to your presence, to your impact on the world. And if you make a mistake, if you fail, if you react, if you fall 100 times, it doesn't matter. Because true commitment does not fear failure. Every fall is a lesson. Every mistake brings you back to the path with greater clarity. When you truly commit to what matters, something extraordinary happens. Your mind becomes organized. Your emotions align. Your energies flow in coherence. And your body responds. In that state, all parts of you work in the same direction. And there, right there, is where your ability to manifest becomes phenomenal. You are no longer just another piece on the board of creation. You are not a leaf blown by the wind. You become a creator. The architect of your life. And the most beautiful thing is that you are not alone or lost. There are paths. There are practices. There are real tools you can use to access the creative power that dwells within you. Everything we call meditation, yoga, conscious breathing, creative visualization, mental reprogramming, are internal technologies, developed over thousands of years, to help you take control of your inner world and create a reality that is aligned with your purest essence. It is not about magic or superstition. It is about applied consciousness. About focus. About energy directed with intention. And that is my greatest wish for you. That you do not live as just another spectator of your life. That you do not limit yourself to reacting to what happens. But you become a conscious creator. That you activate the inner power that already lives within you. That you wake up every day with purpose, with vision, with joy. And that, step by step, you build a life that feels truly yours. With fulfillment. With direction. With inner power. Everything you need to transform your life is already within you. Your mind, your emotions, your energy are sacred tools that, if you align them with clarity and awareness, make you the creator of your own reality. It doesn't matter what has happened so far. It doesn't matter how many times you have doubted, fallen, or felt that it was not possible. Today you can start again. Today you can choose with intention, with commitment, and with faith in yourself. And if this message has resonated with you, if you feel that your time has come to take control of your inner life, to manifest from love and not from fear, I invite you to join this community of transformation. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Here you will find meditations, teachings, reflections, and practical tools to help you awaken all the potential within you. This is a space to create, heal, and grow together. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing the conscious path. And above all, thank you for beginning to manifest the life you deserve.